lot of times we're around people that really don't care about us. They're not the best for us, and they're never around when you need them. The only reason why you're friends with them is because you're tolerant of their actions. It's because you try. If you stopped trying and you said how you really felt, y'all wouldn't be friends. And a lot of times we make excuses for their bad behavior. You might think to yourself, I know them. That's not who they are. You have to stop making excuses for their bad behavior. When they show you who they are, believe them. You have to be aware enough to know who actually cares about you and who's just around you. And you'll realize you don't have that many friends, but that's a good thing. The best thing to do is keep your circle small. There's only a few people that really care about you like that. And then there's people that will only hit you up when they need something. When something's going wrong in their life, but when nothing's going wrong and their life is perfect, they forget about you. And a lot of times you're not where you want to be because you're hanging around the wrong people. They're not where they want to be, and y'all just get stuck in this cycle of negativity and you start blaming everyone else. There's a lot of things you can't control in life, but you can control the decisions that you make. You probably didn't grow up in the best environment, and there were a lot of people around you that made bad choices. But not everyone in that environment made bad choices. You just surrounded yourself with the wrong people. And sometimes it does feel like you're trapped, like you didn't have a choice. There's people that grew up in that same environment and made good choices and became successful, but we choose not to see that. But sometimes we choose not to see all the positive things, and we focus on the negative. Negativity is attractive. You know, a lot of times guys blame girls for going after the bad boys, but guys are also attracted to bad boys in terms of being friends with them, hanging around them, because sometimes it can come off as being cool. You want to fit in. It's the vibe that you feel, the confidence that you see. Everyone's attracted to confidence, but you have to be able to separate real confidence, good confidence, and fake confidence, bad confidence. But usually you learn that through experience. When you start to separate yourself from people who make bad choices and you start seeing your life improve. Some people don't really know what real friends are, what a healthy relationship actually looks like, because they don't really have a father figure or someone that they can look up to. They don't have a good example of what's the right thing to do, the right people to hang out with, a healthy relationship. They don't really know what that looks like. So it's easy to latch onto the first thing you feel like you're accepted in, because everyone wants to feel like they're accepted. No one wants to feel like they're an outcast or that no one cares about them. But sometimes you really got to understand the people that you hang around with, they don't actually care about you. They just use you. And some people are okay with being used because they want to feel like they're needed, like they serve a purpose. No one wants to feel like they're worthless. They want to feel like they're worth something. But what you have to understand is you are the sum of the 5 people you hang around with. If you made bad choices, it's probably because your friends also made bad choices. Sometimes you're just in the moment and it just seemed like the cool thing to do, but it's not. The results are not cool, and that's not what you want to do with your life. You want to be something more. You want to be something great. You want to reach your full potential. When you hang around the right people, they bring out the best of you. It's like when you make that one little accomplishment and it gives you that motivation, that drive to do something more, because you know there's something more for you. You know you can do better. And that's the same thing with friends. When you're hanging around the wrong people, you start having the wrong mindset. You start doing things that you never thought you would do, and you go down the wrong path, and you end up where you thought you would never end up. And you thought you would never get to this point. But that's because you were influenced by the wrong people. But you have to be able to see that. You have to be able to see the problem to make a change. And sometimes it's hard to see what's in front of you. Just like when an opportunity is right in front of you. It's not just about having an opportunity. It's about being able to see that opportunity when it comes. There's a lot of people that mess up a really good relationship. It's not just about having luck. It's not just about having the opportunity or getting things. You have to be able to maintain the things you get. You have to be able to see the luck in front of you, the opportunity in front of you, how good you actually have it. Don't wait until you lose something to realize that you messed up. You can't always focus on what everybody else has or the tools that everyone else had. Think about what you have, the gift that you have. What are you able to do? There's many ways to be successful. So you have to be successful in your own way. What are you good at? Everyone has a gift. It's about knowing how to use that gift. There's a lot of people that have the best opportunity in front of them and they still mess it up. Even if they were given $1 million, they'll be broke by next year. So it's not about getting an opportunity. It's not about having that luck. It's about being able to see it, being able to find it, creating your own opportunity, creating your own luck. You can't just sit around. And when you're in a bad relationship, you have to also realize that you're in a bad relationship to get out of it. And sometimes it's hard to move on when you're still holding on to the hope that y'all can still get back together. Or if you know you can still get back together. Sometimes you have to close that door, lose that opportunity to be able to see a new opportunity in front of you. A better life. When you know you can't go back anymore and you have to move forward, that brings the best out of you. It forces you to get out of your comfort zone, to do what you have to do to get to where you need to be. There's a reason to everything. Sometimes people are just in your life for you to become a better person. There's lessons to every failure, but you have to be able to see those lessons to improve. You have to have the awareness and to know what to actually focus on, especially when you're thinking about your past. If it's not a lesson, it's not important. If it doesn't matter 5 years from now, it's not important. You don't need to be thinking about it. You don't need to dwell on it. You have to live in the present moment and be present enough to not take things for granted. Don't wait until it becomes a memory and think about the good times. Enjoy the good times that you're experiencing right now in the present moment. And sometimes you just gotta realize that you messed up. When you look at all the successful people around you, it's because they hung around successful people and that influenced them to make good choices in life. And if you're not where you want to be, think about the people you hung around with. Who are your friends? What choices did they make? What choices did you make? Why did you end up where you end up? It's only when you realize what you did wrong can you fix that mistake and start moving in the right direction. The people you hang around with influence you to do certain things, good or bad. Everything around you will affect your mindset. And when you're hanging around bad influences, it's going to affect your mindset in a negative way. So it's good to do some self-reflection and really think about how you ended up here, how you ended up where you ended up, and think about what you can do to put yourself in the right direction. And it starts with your friends, the people you hang around with, and even your relationship. Sometimes you're just not in a good relationship, and that could mess up your mindset. If you're in a toxic relationship, if you're in a relationship where your partner doesn't understand you and doesn't support you, it's hard to keep going. It's hard to focus on your goals and what you want to do in life when you constantly have to worry about your relationship. Or if you have trust issues, you're constantly worrying about what they're doing instead of focusing on what you have to do. So it's about finding the right friends and finding a healthy relationship. That way you're not really worried about anything. The only thing you're focused on is your goals and just having everyone around you that supports you. All that's important. All of that creates the reality that you live in. Everything has an impact on you. The things you watch, the movies you watch, the news that you watch, the video games that you play, the people that you hang around, the relationship that you're in, everything affects your mindset. So you really have to curate your reality, and you try your best to keep the good and take out the bad, but that's up to you. You have to be conscious enough and aware enough to know that, and to do that, it's not just about knowing, it's about applying what you know. It's not about just having the tools, it's about using them, knowing when to use them. Every situation is different. Every situation requires a different tool, and just because something works out for someone else doesn't mean it'll work out for you. You have to figure out what works out for you. Sometimes you really only have to make that mistake one time. There's no reason to make that same mistake a second time. You have to learn from the first time you make that mistake. And it's not just about learning from your own mistakes, it's about learning from other people's mistakes, so you don't make that same mistake. It's about using everything around you to push you forward in life. And the things that hold you back, leave it behind. You have more control than you think. You can live the life that you want to live. But it's up to you to make the right decision. And you can do it. You have to believe in yourself. It doesn't matter if no one believes in you. As long as you believe in yourself, you will keep going. If others believe in you, but you don't believe in yourself, you'll give up. So it's not about what others think of you. It's what you think of yourself.